answer this, it makes sense to talk a bit about where I got started and why some of the recent news we've had as a business is so exciting. So for many years, I was a community health worker in East Baltimore working with high needs Medicaid families. And that really kicked off this journey of how do we really find ways to connect families to social services, whether it be food, housing, childcare, employment. And how do we also show, there was a big craze for building startups at the time. How do we show that social enterprise can really be the future of how we do business? And it's a necessity of how we think about business long-term. Really, mission and margin can be very much aligned in a way as you scale a business. So it's really important to me from the early days to stay true to that, to say, how can we build systems that connect families to social services? And then how do we actually show that you can scale really fast as a social enterprise and generate a great return for shareholders? So, most recently over the past, we've been on this journey for, the better part of 6-7 years. The biggest accomplishment in my mind was with my team, producing a successful exit for the business to a great company called Wellsky, and really hit all of those early dreams head on, which was ability to scale our mission, demonstrated return for shareholders, showing that you can build a social enterprise and scale just as fast as the famous Silicon Valleys that you hear about day in and day out, but build mission right down to the DNA of the business. And that was not an easy journey to manage mission alongside growth with a variety of competing interests throughout the years. So that was something I was really proud of, and was really proud of the fact that we did it the right way, and the team was treated incredibly well. And I can authentically say that it's a continuation of our mission in a much larger organization to scale. And hopefully it'll be a nice template for others to use when they're building social enterprises, that you absolutely can raise venture capital, you absolutely can hire a phenomenal team, you absolutely can sell at a premium valuation, and grow a mission alongside that. So that, I think, might be my greatest career accomplishment, is maneuvering through all of that and accomplishing that over the past couple of years. Well, I feel like I give an answer that is common to a lot of folks, which is my parents, but just to provide some context there on why it still resonates with me as an answer. Ultimately, so my parents are immigrants. We moved to the States when I was 5 years old, back in the 90s. And I still cannot comprehend the sacrifice they had made. Both of them were physicians. Raj and Mina are their names. And both were physicians, left their careers for a restart in an area they had no idea how to assimilate in, and powered through it. And solely with a purpose of, primarily providing myself and my brother a better opportunity. So it was partly the concept of sacrifice that resonates with me still to this day. And I think about that when I think about my own leadership for the organization. And secondarily, it's really work ethic. I like to think I work hard, but seeing my parents' work ethic in the early days changed my perception of what hard work really means. And I think those two fundamental tenets of sacrificing for others and working towards something grander than yourself, it's easy to speak those words, but it's harder to live them and see them demonstrated in action. And growing up, I saw those types of things demonstrated in action via my parents, day in and day out. And I think that's kind of built into my DNA at this point. So that still to this day ends up being really powerful for me, and as I think about my own next steps, forever grateful for them. I don't know if I've built enough of the same will and courage as they had. I'm thinking about, if I was in their shoes at their age, would I make the same decision? Probably not. So there's still some more learning to be done. But even with that, I still say that they've had probably the most dramatic influence in my life.